Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you had a great day today. I had a good day. Saturday, no school, no work. I did nothing but chill on my deck. I went to a couple stores, thrift store and whatnot, but it was just a nice day to sit on the deck and have some water. I mean, if you're a drinker, have a beer, whiskey, whatever you like. But I just had a couple glasses of coffee and water and sat on the deck for pretty much the whole day. Other than the fact that I went to the thrift stores, a couple thrift stores, just to look around and that was about it. And I loved every minute of it. Like I said, pretty simple guy. I don't need a lot to make me happy. So anyway, what did I wear today? Ferragamo Intense Leather. I like this one. I do. It's my favorite of the three that I've tested so far. I put it on about 9 o'clock this morning. By about between 3 and 4, I had to reapply. So 3:30. We're getting into the 6 hour mark now because it's 10 o'clock, close to 10 o'clock, and it's starting to be a little hard to detect. You can detect it, but you got to dig. And it's been like that for the last half hour. So how did I apply? Again, with these, it's hard to tell. I really can't. Just 8 or 10 in my moisturizer, a couple on my neck, a couple on my chest, a couple in there, a couple in there, a couple in there, a couple in there. And like I said, that gave me about 6 hours. So not bad, not bad. Projection, pretty good for an hour, hour and a half, an arm's length out there, if not a little more. Then it comes in, gives you a bubble for about three and a half solid hours with some nice silage, and then it comes in some more, and it's a skin scent for an hour, and then the last half hour to an hour is kind of just a barely detectable second skin kind of scent. You know what I mean? You reapply before around that time. So like I said, 5-6 hours, not bad. This one's a lot cheaper than the bright one. I looked online and get this one for like $50. So that's worth it to me because it smells really nice. So what does it smell like? The notes aren't as fresh in my mind anymore because I looked them up a few days ago when she first gave me. But I remember there being apple in this, pink pepper, sage, some citrus. I think it was an orange, mandarin or an orange, and obviously leather and musk. But that doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you what I get from it. That's what we're here for. When I first sprayed it on, a lot of people can say this is a blue scent. I don't. I get what they're saying because it's a pleasing scent, but it doesn't really have a whole lot of blue aspects to it. There's no heavy citruses, there's no smoke, there's no lavender to really speak of, there's no ambroxan or amber woods or anything like that. I think they're just calling it a blue scent because it's a pleasing scent. It's not, to me, it's not a blue scent. It is a crowd pleasing scent, unique too. Not overly unique, but for a crowd pleasing scent, and it doesn't really smell like Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel or Y or one of the aquatics out there. It's pretty nice. What I get from it initially is I'm hit with that citrus, bang, right off the top. The citrus, only for a couple minutes though, and then the citrus dies down, and that sweet red apple comes up, and with that, there's a spice there, and I don't know what the spices are. Like I said, I know there's pink pepper and things like that, but this is giving me more of almost an apple spice vibe. Not quite as prevalent as it's not a Christmas scent, but it's giving me like a little bit of pepper and a little bit of nutmeg, maybe even a hint of cinnamon in there with it, and that sweet apple. That's what I get from it, honestly. It's just this, with this underlying leather, real nice leather. Again, the leather's never dominant in this one, not on my skin anyway. It's always in the background, but it's always there from start to finish. And I find this a pretty linear scent until the far dry down. That's basically what I get through the whole, is this sweet, and again, not gourmand sweet or anything, it's sweet apple. A sweet apple with some spices. And then about 4 hours in, the spices kind of start to take a apple and spices. They're still there. Again, they pretty much last the whole life of the scent too. Like I said, pretty linear. And the leather's in the background. And they kind of take a back seat to more of a cedar wood and musk scent with that apple and leather in the background. That's the best way I can describe it. To me, it's a fresh. It's fresh. It's not a heavy scent. All those notes, like I said again, like the other ones, they are none of them are really abundant except for the apple. The apple is pretty prominent. The rest of them are all just playing the secondary role to that apple, I find. So it's a soft, not soft, but a fresh scent that smells gorgeous. Like I said, it smells like, I want to say apple pie because it doesn't really have an apple pie vibe, but like a spiced apple vibe with a leather in the background. Again, I don't know what the spices are. Could be just the pink pepper, but it's definitely a little peppery, a little nutmeggy. Like I said, maybe a hint of cinnamon, but it's a spicy apple, but not again, I don't want you to get this think you're gonna smell like an apple pie. You're not. It's the leather and a couple other notes that you do put like a bit of earthiness. I don't know what that's from. Maybe the leather, and like I said, in the last 2 or 3 hours, it becomes more. Loses a bit of that apple spice vibe and becomes more of a nice cedar wood musky fragrance with the apple and the spice in the background and the leather. That's it. That's the best way I can describe it, guys. So yeah, compliments didn't get any, but I really didn't go anywhere. Like I said, just a thrift store. Which brings me what I found at the thrift store. I wasn't going to do a full video on what I found because it was weird, but I hardly ever find any cologne in the thrift store. And I worked at one of them years ago, and I know from experience they just throw them out when they get them, which I'd always take if I found them before they get the garbage. But I did find a couple, and nothing fancy at all. So don't hold your breath. I didn't find a Creed or anything. You're not even close. But for $4.99, I got bottle of Brut Revelation Spray Cologne and a bottle of Shawn Menendez Signature. It's missing the little guitar pick that comes with it, and surprisingly both of them aren't that bad. It's a little feminine on me. It's a very gourmandy scent, and I sprayed it on a couple hours ago, back in my hand, and it has that I recognize it immediately because of that sugarful cologne. It has that maple, I'm guessing because it smells exactly like it, that mapley sweet kind of vibe to it, but a lot more feminine than that one. More gourmandy, more feminine, but not overly feminine, but again, falls in that unisex category, I'm guessing, where it leads a little feminine. This don't lead feminine at all. This is still going pretty good for 2 hours for Brut Eau de Cologne. I mean, it's a little hard to detect, but it was half a spray, really, 2 hours ago. But more of a Fougere-esque aquatic scent, really. Has some similarities to like Avon black suede sport and stuff like that. Definitely masculine. Way more masculine than this. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I might actually wear it. If it's nice out tomorrow, I got my little nephew's birthday party. I might wear it to that and do a day with, because I kind of like it. And after all these fruity, swimming and feminine things, I mean, it's nice to go a little masculine. And I bought a bunch of these. They're just, again, for $3.99. For no other reason than they'll be good to put in shaving soaps and moisturizers when I go out somewhere. I gotta wash them, of course, but they're just little bottles. I'm guessing they had oils in them at some point in time. They kind of smell like they did. These little tiny ones. They'd be good for a little shaving cream. They got the little bit of cologne. They got this thing on them. I can't know if you see them or not, but where you pop the top and you can just kind of a little bit of aftershave, whatever, instead of bringing a whole bottle with me if I'm only going somewhere for a night or two. So anyway, yeah, you gotta wash them, of course, but they'll be good for it'll be good for that. So yeah, I wasn't gonna do a whole video on pickups. These aren't, any major or anything, and I don't even know if I like this one. I like the maple vibe, but the rest of it is kind of very, yeah, just a little too feminine. As it goes on longer, usually when they go on longer, they get a little more masculine. This one seems to be getting more feminine. So it's been a couple hours, and this one is just straight up old school aquatic brute. It's the best way I can describe it. So anyway, guys, that's it. Peace, love, be good to each other.